Robbie Wong here, going to play some Brawl, but with Kinnan, Bonder Prodigy as the commander. This guy says whenever you tap a non-land permanent for mana, add 1 mana of any type that permanent produced. 5 green-blue. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a non-human creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So we started the last time with this commander with sort of the stock list off of MTG Goldfish, just whatever loaded first. Made a couple switches from that list. Uro is now in the 60 because I just couldn't believe that this guy wasn't in the deck. I understand that sometimes he's not ramp, but he's just so much better. And there was a creature in here that had to tap an untapped creature for mana. And us, no, you're out. You're not better as a card slot than Uro. We worked in Cultivate. I don't remember what I took out for that. I didn't mess with any of the ending packages. Oh, we should talk about. So whenever I look at a Brawl deck, I like to sort of split it apart into card piles of similar effect, because Brawl is a singleton format. You don't get 4 of a copy. But what you can do, and one of my favorite things about Commander and Brawl, is the fact that a lot of cards that don't normally see constructed play get a chance to shine, and you get to play with them a little bit. And you get to show off your Magic knowledge in terms of, oh, look how well I know these formats and these card pools. But all of these cards are really cheap creatures or mana rocks that generate mana, with the exception being Uro. These are extra mana spells, but they either do something extra or are expensive. Frilled Mystic and Voracious Great Sharks are the only counter spells in the deck. These are crowd control, and these are payoffs that are kind of more expensive, and then these are removal or bounce spells, or just take it, right? Thorn Mammoth is a fight. Couple of interesting things to point out before we get into the gameplay. Oh, right, and then Incubation is also, and Once Upon a Time can help you dig for whatever it is that you're missing. One of the things to point out is this Simic Thassa pairs with Cavalier of Gales and Thorns, Dream Eater, Kogla, Agent of Treachery, Thorn Mammoth, and Meteor Golem. If you can get those 2 cards out at the same time, it's kind of lights out, because you can start to take a bunch of things at the same time. And Great Henge is great. To get it down, these cards all cycle, not cycle, they all cantrip. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay. So I think it's important to acknowledge your opponent's commander. That's going to help you figure out what you need to do, or if you need to look for specific pieces. So Garruk, mono green, is going to be kind of stompy. We really need to prioritize finding our fight spells, our bounce spells, our interactive spells, because they're going to try and close the game out before we can get to cards like Mass Manipulation and... Oh, Crisis is not in this list. That seems like a miss, too. all of the Simic's greatest hits should probably be in here. Doesn't quite synergize with Kinnan, but other than that... Okay, so this is missing blue, sort of. Caryatid will do its best impression of an island. Okay. So they'll probably play dorks and get this out ahead of curve and try and outvalue us. Or not. Okay, that doesn't count. We're gonna load up another game, and the file will be called something else. Garrick will not headline this fight. But you know, we take those around here. And even if you couldn't, you can't give it back. Let's talk about opening hands, because we started talking about that a second ago. You want to have lands. You want to have, I mean, the deck is mostly those mana critters. You want to have some mana critters so that way you can get ahead of curve, and you all of those big expensive spells you kind of hope are further down in the deck so you can draw into it. This deck doesn't have a whole lot of interaction points. The last commander we played, Niv-Mizzet, had a lot of removal, so you had a lot of choices in terms of, do I cast a spell, do I sweep the board, do I take this out? Really, this deck is a little bit more linear in its game plan in terms of like mana critters out, survive to the more expensive spells. Okay, Ritual of Soot is probably going to be a problem. Ooh, it has Leyline. Okay, let's risk it for the biscuit. This is basically a great 4-card starting hand. Thanks. I came from an era of gameplay where not being able to talk to your opponent is different, but oh, command tower. Yes, please. Arcane Signet. So we're going to Humble Naturalist. Okay, so this is generating 2. And if we play this, this will generate 3. So next turn we'll have access to 5 mana. Probably incubation for another dork. We'll play Kinnan out. We are murderous ridering our Humble Naturalist. You got it. Okay, so that's actually good though in terms of they probably don't have the sweeper then. Okay, so let's incubation. Find a 7-drop. Yeah. Let's use our mana. This exposes him to removal, but 8 mana. We need to have a game plan here. Niv-Mizzet's going to come down, or Nichol Bolas is going to come down next turn, and we are quite a few turns off from doing anything, really. Oh my gosh! Well, at least we didn't miss our land drop. It's a pretty substantial wrong half problem going on right now. For our early game, we want to see the mana dork so we can get to these guys, but uh-oh. Alright, so we have multiple planeswalkers coming down. What do we want to see? I think we want to see a mana dork, because if the dork survives, which it actually has a low likelihood of surviving, we can open up the rest of this hand. could take a critter. Yeah, this is expensive now. 4 or 5. No, we can't. We're stuck at 5 mana. Okay. Really need... Okay. Then next turn we want to land. So we can Kugla. So actually, land sounds fantastic. Opponent not wanting to commit their Nichol Bolas. Boom. Okay. Let's see Kinnan eat it probably. Nope. Alright, let's ditch Nyx Bloom Ancient. Because this stuff needs to impact the board. Six, yeah, that's 7 mana. 2, 3, 4, 5. At least this has hexproof. So I think it goes Kugla, Meteor Golem, Agent of Treachery. I don't think he's going to wipe. I think he's going to shoot this, make me discard. We'll discard Mass Manipulation. Well, at least if of all of the dorks to draw, this hexproof one is probably the best. If they sweep, they have to clear out all their tokens. Okay, committing to 8. We can't steal this, can we? Creature or planeswalker cast 2 spells, so this is an ability. 6, 7. This is just creatures. Whenever you tap a creature for mana. Okay, so let's Kugla. I think we have to take this guy out. Oh, jeez. Heraldic Banner, goodbye. Is this trample? This should trample. I hate to say it. I think we're gone. This is actually an issue. We'll take one more draw step, but I don't think we can win the game from this position. That's incredible. Yeah, we can't target their creatures, the spells. And these are all... Oh man. Okay, we said we'd take a draw step. If we attack, they will kill it. Do this twice. 10, almost twice. Okay, all right, that's good. If they steal Thassa, we're they should have taken Thassa. Like Agent of Treachery every turn. But yeah, we drew the wrong half of our deck. Well, please like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for our next video.